Hello everybody and welcome to the Tuesday afternoon tutorial. It makes it sound like I know what I'm talking about, doesn't it? Welcome to everybody and thank you very much for giving up some of your, I know, is very precious time, particularly, during the week when we're trying to get on and do stuff. Right, well, for ages I've been promising you that I would look at doing a BoHo journal. And we've just been talking, Mr. F and myself, about what BoHo actually is and what it means to us. And it's a place, I believe, in Germany, isn't it? Bohemia?
Germany.
Czechoslovakia?
Czechoslovakia, Hungarian border region.
Yeah, that sort of area in Europe. And Romania, you associate with Romanies, gypsies, so that sort of thing. But if you think about any sort of hippies, perhaps you could describe their way of looking and dressing and attitude on life as being quite bohemian. That's my best description, okay? But when it comes to making a journal, what it really sort of means is you've got lots of colours, you've got lots of bling, and lots of lace and that sort of thing. Anyway, that's enough. Can't explain it anymore. So I've decided to make a file folder Bohemian journal. This is therefore not stereotypical Bohemian because it's basically just turquoise and gold. So there's none of those clashy sort of colours in that you do get with proper Bohemian. But I just can't. Girls, I just can't do it. If Mike's watching, sorry. Girls and Mike. My brain just won't let me do it to be clashy and everything. So this is what I've come up with. And actually, I mean, I love turquoise anyway, so it's I'm quite liking this. But I am finding it difficult because, as you know, usually my way of work is extremely precise and everything fits together and this isn't like that. So I am having a hard time thinking outside the box, as it were. But this is the cover that I came up with, and it's from a file folder, which is another thing I've been saying that I'm going to use. And well, for a long time I said, oh, if only I could get file folders, I would use them. And then Lynn Whitman sent me some file folders. These are they. And there's 100 of them. So thank you, Lynn. She has sent me some patterned ones as well. So I'm very, very grateful to you for that. Now I just need to think up ways of using them. So what I thought with this one is I would get it like that and literally just fold it over. Fold it down the middle. Taking care that everything's matched up and whatever. Take good care and then just fold it down there, which is what I did. So this is, get back. This is what happened. So there's the file folder like that. So that is how it looked in one piece. So I just folded it over like so, which gave me a front, a middle and a back. So this is the front, and I'll just walk you through what I've done because it's not immediately apparent how many layers there are here. On the back I gessoed the file folder, not completely, I left patches, but it was mostly gessoed, so there was quite a bit of white coming through. Then I stamped on it, using any stamps that you've got will do. I happen to use these ones. They've got quite a bit of text on them, etc. But I didn't use the whole stamp, I just touched it down and got bits of stamps here and there, so you couldn't actually read anything or see what the entire stamp was. And you may be asking why I did that when you can't see it, but you can actually. If that was blank, you would notice it. And you can also see where the gesso is and where the gesso stops. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, there, you can see that stamp. Which way am I going? There. And you can see that crystal organza, I think, over the top of it. So after I'd stamped and everything else, I attached this crystal organza, and I'm not sure if you can see just how shiny that is, but it is super shiny. And organza is a bit of a devil to work with because it wants to fray all the time, particularly this crystal organza. So I stuck it down round the edges with double-sided, and then I sewed round it to try and stop it fraying. But it's still having a go at fraying in places, but you know, it's not going to go any further than the stitches. Then I applied some paper, just it was quite shabby paper actually, shabby chic paper, that I just tore, and I inked around the edges with peacock feathers, it's called. And then, you know, I added this lace, which is this stuff here, which I got off, that's the side, which I got off eBay. It was really not expensive. Then I put some cream, I cut some cream flowers out of this, which Mr. F got from a charity shop. When he brought it back home, I thought, that just looks like Grandma's bloomers to me. But, you know, I cut out the rose motifs, put them round there, and then I put one of these big floppy flowers on it, which I got from AliExpress. And one of these, which Mr. F found in this form. So that is what it is. It's a frock, it's a dress. And it's got lovely silk lining as well, actually, which would be nice to use too. So I've just literally cut out some of the motifs out of it, because they each stand alone, and then I'm left with this lovely trim around the bottom. So that's the dress. It's amazing what you find, isn't it? Amazing, it really is. So that's that one there. And then also from Ali, I had these, which come in a, you know, by the metre. You buy them by the metre like that. So obviously they weren't expensive, and just cut one of those off and put that there. Put a little gem in the middle there. I had some gold fabric. I did have some gold fabric that I just made a little ruffle there, put some cream lace underneath it, and yeah. Then this was a journaling card from some kit I'd bought ages ago, and I think it might be an Artie Mays kit actually, with the Bohemian and the definition, which I'll read because it's quite interesting. Gypsy, wanderer, musician, artist or writer who lives a free-spirited life and believes in truth, freedom and love. So that's kind of the, you know, how they're describing it. And I made this out of an envelope, so I stuck the back on and sliced it open and put a little journaling card inside, which is this other quite bohemian looking girl there. Little bit of lace for a pull, and have a look at this. Look at this. You know I only have black bulb clips. But today, the very day I needed them, Helen Adams sent me a lovely little gift. I'll pop that back in there. Of some coloured bulb clips. And I'm so delighted to get them, Helen. Thank you so very, very much. They're fabulous, they really are.
People would like to know what you search for on Ali for those floppy roses.
I put in rose trim, and there's loads that comes up. But as you go through it, you'll see things that you think, I like that, I'll have that. So yeah, I just put in rose trim, and they seem to come up alongside a load of other things that you would think you could use as well. So anyway, back to the important bit. Look at these bulb clips and look at the colours of them. So I instantly whipped my black one out and replaced it with this perfect one for me. And look at this lovely little vellum envelope. butterfly on. It's beautiful. So thanks so much, Helen. You couldn't have timed it better. You really absolutely couldn't.
Did they come like that, do they, on
Yeah, they might. I thought there were only one thing long, one thing wide. Right, so the only other thing to tell you about is this trim down here, and I wanted something fairly sturdy because, you know, if you're opening and closing it, you need a bit of sturdiness. So this, once again, this came off Ali, and it is actually the stuff that people make the straps for bags. So it's quite plasticky. So I double-sided it and Fabri-tacked it onto there and round the hinge onto the back. And actually, I mean, because I've got such a penchant for turquoise, I tend to buy it even with nothing in mind. So as a consequence, I have got quite a bit of turquoise hanging around. So that's, well, that's going to see me through many a journal, I would have thought. Right, so thank you very much, Helen. Appreciate that immensely. Into the middle. Now, all I've done with this is printed some paper out and literally stuck it on. I'm anticipating sewing across the top and putting two biggish journals in this gap here, so as we have actually got a journal, you know, not just a kind of cover. Same with this side. And then onto the back, which is what we'll be looking at today. Right, so what have I done? Well, I've done the same thing. You know, the thing was gessoed in parts of it not, which gives a nice, interesting texture. And then I covered the whole thing in organza again. Oops, I don't know what that was. In this organza, which you can see is quite shiny. And I did, again, I taped it, you know. Adhesive tape. I forgot what you call it. Double-sided tape. All around it. And then I printed out an image that was turquoise. I don't even know where it came from. Tore it up and put it in each corner. And this is me being me, trying to balance things up. I like the fact you can see the stamps that I've put on through the organza. It gives it a bit something else. So on these corners, I don't know if you can see. Can you see that glistening? Yeah. It's this little stencil here, and I just popped it over there in the fabric, on top of the paper, and I used what I think is one of the most amazing products, really good product, and it's Cosmic Shimmer, and I hope you can see that. Can you see that? It really, really shimmers. It's gorgeous stuff. And this is what it looks like. Comes in a bottle like this. And you take the top out, and that's your applicator. When you've finished, wash it out with hot soapy water, otherwise you'll come back and be hard as the hops of hell, I want to say, so I'm going to say it. And this is what it looks like inside. Look at all that yummy goodness. So what you do is you dab your applicator into there, and then you scrape off the excess on the side of the jar, and then you just literally fill your stencil in. And you can make it really quite dimensional if you want to. You can make it quite thick, but then of course you've got to wait for it to dry, and I'm not great at waiting for things to dry. So that's that. I also have it in gold. I have other colours as well, which people have kindly sent me. So for that one, I used, I don't know where this one, I used this stencil, just popped it down there over the organza and pushed the gold Cosmic Shimmer through it. So you can see the four corners now have got shininess on them. So we've got a good background to work on, I think. So what we're going to do today is actually put something on top of here that we can journal on or whatever, or around. So I had in my stash 2 envelopes. Well, I've got several. obviously, but I have this gold one and I have a turquoise one. So I looked at those and I thought, yeah, you know, they would be all right. Chop down a bit, they would look fine. And then I thought, you know, I'm going to have to chop down so much of them that I'm going to lose the fact they're an envelope, really. So I decided not to go that way. And I got myself two, what I would class as ordinary envelopes. This is craft paper envelope that I got from Hobbycraft, 50 foot, next to note. And I'm going to put that, I'm going to place it fairly squarely on there. Cover it with something and place it fairly squarely. And then I've got this smaller envelope. I don't know what it's supposed to be for, just a little envelope. And I'm just going to put that behind it there, down towards the bottom. And that's going to be, they're going to be able to, not this one, that's not flapping out anywhere, that's getting stuck down. But this one will be able to fold both sides. That's the plan, you know. I was talking to Hilda this morning. I sent Hilda a video of what I was actually looking at. So I was sitting here and I videoed right the way around like this. And she sent me a voice message back, and it was of her laughing hysterically. I mean, the mess is, I have cleaned it up a little bit since I sent you that, Hilda, but this is the thing with boho that really gets me down. You need so much stuff all the time. And it needs to be all around. It needs to be accessible so you can audition it. So anyway, that's that. So, right, we need to cover the front of this with something. All of this is going to be stuck down. So let's just stick that down now. Just so it's not continually flopping open and annoying us, really. Not for any other reason.
Sorry, was that a handmade craft paper envelope or a bought one?
I bought one from Hobbycraft, actually. And they sell them in quite big packs and they're really not expensive. But you could make a handmade craft paper one. Right, so that's stuck down. So that this is the flap side. This is the side that we're going to just take a little slice off, just so we can get into it to put a journaling card in. So, I'm working on a glass mat today because I've been using a lot of wet stuff. And I'm not, as you know, a huge fan of using my rotary cutter on my glass mat. Don't push so hard, says Mr. F. Okay, well, when you don't push hard, it doesn't cut anything. I'll use my craft knife. There we are. So that's just the merest sliver off there, and all that's doing is enabling us to actually get in there and put a journaling card in. Okie dokie. Let's put my blade away. So what I thought was, last night at about, I don't know, 10:30, was it, Mr. F? I thought, what would happen if I embossed one of the pieces of metallic card that I've got? I'll have this pack of metallic card, and it's got all sorts of nice colours in it, but no turquoise. It's got green and I don't know what that is, blue I think, red and silver, and this gold, which I've used the most of, that's why that's all that's left. But it'll come into its own at Christmas. What would happen if I embossed a piece of that, but it's actually very thick? So I'd read somewhere, or seen somewhere, whatever, that if you spray your card, if your card's really thick, if you spray it before you put it through the embossing machine, the fibres soften around where you want it to emboss, not crack, because that's a bit of a problem with some cards. They do crack. So I sprayed all the back of it with water until it was damp, quite damp, and then put it through the embossing machine, and would you look at that? How nice is that? It's gorgeous. I love it. I love it. So I'm going to cover the front of my envelope with that. Actually, I'm going to use the mark on the other side because I'm going to have real problems seeing my marks otherwise. So I'm just going to come in a little bit from the edge, and I'm in a little bit at this side too, and then a little bit there. So there'll be a tiny margin of the brown envelope around it. I'm going to use my craft knife again. I think that's the way forward. So if I line up that mark with this mark, we should have the right shape, I would have thought. Let's give it a whirl. On Hilda's contribution to the collaborative journal, she used metallic card to make die cuts. Well, there were Tim Holt's wildflower die cuts, and they looked very, very effective, which is what kind of put the idea in my head. This is the joy of being able to look through all your beautiful collaborative pages.
Take the glass board away. How are you managing?
I'm managing.
Just checking.
Thank goodness for my craft knife.
I'm liking the tip about spraying it with that.
Yeah, it's certainly, I think it saved it because I'm pretty sure that would have cracked. It's fairly thick card, that. So let's see if I've cut it right. Well, I think you could say I have. It's absolutely glaring off the lines. It's so bright. Right, so let's stick that down. Oh, now I'm seeing, you know, when you've seen things in the bright light and you take it away and you're seeing like it's sort of negative in front of you. How I suffer for you girls, how I suffer. I'm going to use this mostly, but I'm also going to, oh, that's showing up the pattern nicely, isn't it? But I'm also going to go around the edge with a bit of Fabri-Tac, because as I say, it is quite thick, this card.
Sweet pea potatoes.
Hi, Terry.
Papers even. Potatoes. She's trying to decide between a big shot or a crocodile as the next treat. Any advice?
Big shot.
They are straight to it.
The crocodile is excellent. It's fabulous, and you can make holes anywhere on your project. You know, if you've been trying to make holes in the middle and you've only got a handheld hole punch, it's, well, you can't do it. So crocodile is really good for that. It's also really good if you want to punch through several layers at a time. Brilliant. But you'll have fun with the hot shot, what do you call it?
Big shot. Big
shot, yeah. You'll have fun with that.
And Jean says she struggles with the crocodile.
Crocodile. Jean. I love my crocodile. I was gifted it, actually, by the lovely, wonderful Hilda, and I use it a lot because, well, I mean, we've been using it this morning. Mr. F's been, I'm just polishing up my brasso here. Mr. F's been doing the signatures, you know, binding the signatures in the collaborative journal. I've forgotten what even I was talking about, crocodile, and we needed to put, you know, the holes in to put the tie thing on it, hitch post and tie thing, and it just, you know, you don't even have to think will it do it, it just does it, and then you just move the thing along and it sets your eyelets in. So, you know, undoubtedly it's a very, very useful tool as a crocodile. But the big shot, yeah, well, of course your expense only starts then when you buy the big shot, because I'm just going to take this journaling card out of here because I can't lie it flat. Actually, I'm just going to lie it flat would be the sensible thing. Right, so this is my open end here. I'm going to put that on pretty much square. So then at least you'll see all the details in the corners, etc. And I quite like that. I'm not saying we'll not come back and add something to it, but at the moment I think that's sufficient. So, oh no, I can't stick it down yet. Get that glue off. That never happened, people. You might have seen me glue that, but no. Figment of your imagination. Because what we need to do next is this, because this gets put behind there. See, so I can't stick that down and then put that in, because it just wouldn't work. So I have a piece of paper and a piece of paper. This paper is the same as I used here. And it was a tiny image. And I blew it up, and it's actually pixelated quite a lot. It's not really a good image, but I still like it. You know, for what I want to do with it, I still like it. So I've cut that one out to the right size, which is out of that book, paper pad, whatever you call it. Let me show you what it is. You've seen me use it before, I think. There we go. It's a big 12 by 12 pad. By Do Crafts Paper Mania, 50 pieces, Eastern Opulence, and they really are fabulous, fabulous papers. I've had it for quite some time, and you know, look at that. I don't know if you can see that shining, but it's shiny, it's gorgeous. So yeah, you get 50 pages that are very, very nice. And if you're anything like me, they'll last you for life because they're so nice you can't use them. We're daft, aren't we? So the question is, do I want that piece uppermost? It does look quite nice, actually. This is blindingly bright. Should have worn my sunnies. Or do I want this piece, once it's cut to size, which would pick those out, but it's all getting a bit samey then, isn't it? But I could decorate this. I could decorate the very devil out of it. No, I'm going to go for that piece on the top, I think. Right, so for this one, don't stick the flap down because it's going on there, okay? But you still do want to take a little sliver off the other side, which is going to be the opening side. I'll get my craft knife again. I saw that, I think it was Mabel was saying about putting things on your ruler, on your patchwork ruler, to stop it moving. Now some of you may like that, the fact that once it's down, it's down. Actually, I can't get away with that because I like to move it, you know, a millimetre here, a millimetre there. And if you've got stickers on it, I can't get it to move. So it's probably much safer if you've got it, you know, with non-stick stuff on the back. But for me personally, I can't get on with it. So that bit there's not square. So let's do the same thing, just leave a little margin around it. So we're marking just inside. This is a bit of a floppy envelope. It's, you know, needs something on it. Can't see my marks. There's one. Oh yeah, there's the other. So let's just get those squared up. I think that's pretty square. If you do use a craft knife instead of a rotary cutter, and there's no reason why you shouldn't, make sure that you retract it every time you've finished with it, because they are exceedingly sharp and you will do yourself some damage. Not only that, you might bleed on your junk journal, and that's no good, is it? So let's see, that's fine. That's where it folds. So yeah, that's grand. That's lovely. Right. So I'll just glue that on. I'm just going to run around the outside with Fabri-Tac because I'm not sewing this these envelopes, and that the glue stick will stay wet long enough for me just to go around the outside quickly. You don't have to be using the same size envelopes as me. It happened to be what I had. It can be any size at all. Just scroll that way a little bit, please. Make my life easy. No, I don't want to. Right. Okay, that's all right now. We've got a little border around it. Just smoothing it out with my bone folder, give it every chance of sticking. Right, okay. So on the back I want to put something as well, because it's going to be flippy floppy and you'll see the back. So I've chosen this paper as well out of the same book I've just shown you. So it'll go like that, and this will go on there, like so. So I think we're all right. So this is thicker card, so I think I'll be all right just with Fabri-Tac. You just want to avoid that last little bit that's open, because if you glue down there, your journaling card will be shorter because it won't be able to come right to the end. So I'm gonna just leave that little gap down there. So I don't know if this is explaining what boho is. Whatever style you use, you've still got to do the basic construction, you know, before you start decorating and stuff. It all needs to be constructed. And the more sort of lax you are with your construction, I'm sure the better result you'll get. Which bit did I leave? This bit. Because as you know, I have a hard time not being exact. I really do, joking apart. So let's just smooth that down. Right, so there we go. We've got the envelopes covered. Drunken Fabri-Tac. Right. So I think it's probably time to stick those in. Just going to polish that a little bit more. I don't know if it's glue or what it is on it, but it's coming off anyway when I polish it. So there we are. And it is just literally deciding where I'm going to stick this onto here first, I think. And then I'm only dealing with one mobile thing. So I have already made the journaling cards, and I made them out of more paper from that pack that I showed you. They're both the same, but they're both lovely, so that's, you know. And I made my tags with the gold, same gold as that. So let's just pop these in, make sure they fit. Yeah. and B, just to see where we want to move this top one to get the full effect of the tags. Pop it in there. Yay, look at that, they fit. So, I think like that is quite nice, isn't it? You can see the tags like that. Could move it up so as they're more together. But that's a bit, we're getting to be a bit central there, so I'm going to move that down, I think, to there. Quite like that. So, holding that in my hand, I'll mark where I need to stick that. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. I'm going to have a drink in a sec. I hope you're all impressed by the fact I've got things cut out and ready. Because it's taken me all morning. Right, so this needs to go in the place that we have marked, which is there, but we need to make sure that you allow enough room for it to flip out. There, that's great. If I had it any tighter, it would be up like a blinking banana. So I think we're all right there. So let's squish that down. Right, okay. It's coming together, girls, coming together. You know, we're just doing the construction. And I think that looks all right in the middle, actually. You know, you could angle it like I've angled that one or whatever, but sometimes there's a place for things just being square. So I'll show you in a minute how I'm going to fasten that down. But in the interim, let's glue this down, shall we? My Fabri-Tac in here is getting quite low, actually. Need to get Mr. F on the job. One of the comments the other day that I got in on YouTube was, who is Mr. F and what does he do? Such a good question. He does lots though, doesn't he, girls? Does lots for us. I think the thing that he did on Word was really good. I think the way that he explained the 3-hole pamphlet stitch was also really, really good. It's a good lad. He's out of the room at the minute, so I can say this. Right, so let's get that somewhere near where we want it, which I would say is about there. Let's press that down. I don't want to get my bone folder and squash all the beautiful embossing. I think we're all right there. I think that's fine. Right. Thread strings. So now we need to do a bit of decorating because that looks a little on the plain side. Let me explain to you first how I'm going to hold that in place. These are Tim Holtz things, and I'm pretty sure it was Hilda that bought them. Can't stop polishing this gold. Oh, thank you, my love. I'm going to have a drink of this. Yeah, these. They're clock pointers, is what they are. Excuse me. But what I thought I could do is utilise them for a different purpose. And there's one just thrown itself out the pack at me. So I thought I could put that down there with a brad and swing it round to hold this in place. That's the theory. I might have to give some thought to that though, because if I put that down like that, will it actually turn? Might have to give that a bit more thought, but that's the plan, and I will make it work, or probably Mr. F will make it work somehow.
What am I doing?
You're making my clock pointers work, because when I put it down, I've lost one here. Oh, the brads have come out now. When I put this down here,
Yeah.
see there's a gap there. You see that gap?
Yeah.
But if I fixed it firmly, I won't be able to swing it. So I need something there to make the brad stand up. There's a nice problem for you.
You need an answer fairly quickly, I would have thought.
Well, I don't know, button or something maybe, I don't know. Anyway, we'll leave that with him. He's good at that sort of thing. Right, moving along.
Serves some purpose.
We need to decorate this. So I've got all the things that I showed you yesterday.
Do you think you need, like...
What depth? It's a fair depth, actually.
Because I've got little washers that you could put under.
Shall I show you the problem?
Oh, I know the size of your problem. Better than most.
Right, well, I'm just going to crack on. So what I have to hand is these floppy roses. I have one of these. Well, I've got more than that, actually. Don't forget, you won't see both of these together.
Like that would probably do, wouldn't it? A squashed eyelet.
I'd say so. Yeah. Do you think?
Probably, yeah. I can always bend the arrow a little if it needs
some
bendage.
Have you got any other colour apart from orange?
I've got multiple colours. What colour would you like?
Well, even metal, because the
silver?
Have you got that sort of worn pewtery look? Hang on till I see what other colours I've got. All my brads have just fallen out, look. Need a little pot for these. I've got a sort of... right.
Find one of those that'll squash.
I think the gold. I think go for gold. Go for gold. That's what I'd say. There's your other one.
Go for gold.
Shall I put these in here with these eyelets?
Yes, be a good place for them.
Because they're just all going to get lost.
So if you've got the gold one, then I'll squash it.
Yeah. Hang on a sec.
This is how to make a spacer out of an eyelet.
This is life. If you really ever felt like you were sitting in our front room with us, this really is what life is like, isn't it, Mr. F?
Yes.
Me saying, I've got this problem, can you sort it? Right, there you go. Are you taking it all away?
No, I just need the gold eyelet so I can squash it.
Oh, sorry. A bit slow today. Right, so what have we got? We've got this out of the dress. Shiny one, the floppy roses. We've got these. I haven't
squashed it fully to make it a bit thicker.
Yeah, I think that's going to be all right.
There you go. Make a spacer out of an eyelet.
And I just hold that with the same brad.
Yes, go through it all.
Go through it all.
All to the back. It should hold it, shouldn't it?
Yeah. I think that's coming out rather much, isn't it?
I can't be all responsible for your sticky out bits.
Good job. That might be a little too small. These are the bits you should do before you go live. No, that would be all right, wouldn't it? Do you think? I'll hold that, won't it?
Yeah.
Right, so it's a matter of making a hole with a crocodile. I don't know what's wrong with my throat today, sorry peeps.
What size hole is it? Small one?
Yeah, small. So I want this hole to be sort of halfway up there. So that's, well, let's measure it, come on. Don't be slack at this stage in proceedings.
Anyway, where was I?
1 1/4, so that's 5/8. So it's there. So it's about there, so I'm going to make a mark there. Let's hope this works, girls, because there's a lot of work on here if it doesn't. So that's the smaller hole of the crocodile when it's in the middle. So let's go. So line that up. I can't tell you, my heart rate's high. So I need a little brad from the box that they come in. I'm going to put my washer, which is a spacer. Oh, I might have made that hole too tight, too close. Oh, well, let's see, let's do it, and if it's wrong, well, you'll hear me cry. So that goes through there. I bet you're all sitting at home with much better plans than this. But you know. This is what's going on. Right, so that goes through there. Then I'll flatten my lugs out on my brad. I'm really finding this extremely fiddly. Yeah, look at that. It seems to work. Oh, look. Brilliant. The spacer, excuse me, probably needs a little bit of glue, in fairness, bit V6000, because it's a bit mobile. But overall, that is an excellent answer to the problem. Well done, Miss Trev. You're nothing short of a genius. Look at it.
I mean, if you'd made the brad tighter, you would probably...
I know, but I don't want to make it so tight that it won't hold me thingy down.
Indeed.
Don't forget, on the back of this, if you're going the same route as I am, and if you are, I'll see the psychiatric hospital pretty soon. But don't forget on the back where you've got the brad lugs. Can't see it. Oh, that's no use. On the back where you've got the brad lugs, you'll need to put a little, cut out an inch circle with your paper punch or something and cover that up, because if we're putting a journal in and out, that's going to catch on it and drive you bonkers and tear your journal probably. So that's not much good. Right. Where was I before I was so rudely interrupted? Was such a thing that didn't work? See, I should have gone through that. This is what you get when you don't go through things before a live. Right, let's get on and see what we're getting on with. That I've also got, I'm very lucky to have it, this beautiful butterfly that Mabel sent me, which is truly gorgeous. I've got one of these flowers left and it looks a bit worse for wear, but I could make it.
She asks, please can she see your crocodile?
Yeah, sure.
We need to see it sideways on, really, I suppose.
Just a sec till I try and reinstate this flower to being.
You need me to do that?
The crocodile, this is it. It's a big beast. It's 26 centimetres long. And it enables you to put, if you've got a hand punch, you can only really go so far. There's only a short throw on them. I think I've looked for this before, haven't I? I couldn't find it.
Apart, this one.
It's what?
It's falling apart.
Oh, it's fallen apart. Oh, well, never mind. We'll save that for another day. Means that you can go that far in with a bit of paper and still punch a hole.
Which is the middle of a 12 by 12.
Yeah, which is the middle of a the paper pads that you buy are 12 by 12, and that's pretty much the biggest that you'd ever be punching into the middle. So, you know, this will get you there. And it's got a 3/16 hole on it. Let's see if I can find a bit of scrappy paper. It's got a 3/16 hole on it, which is there. It's got an 1/8 of an inch hole, which is there. And then this top one, front one, it's got a little sort of raised dome in it, which you can swap around, and that enables you to put in eyelets.
Eyelet setter.
And when you're in that position, the top bit corresponds to the bottom bit, and it squashes your eyelet shut. So it's quite, you know, that's as much pressure as you need. So it's quite user friendly. And that's really pretty much all I can tell you about that. They're really useful. They're very sturdy. And you can see, if you look from the side, you can see which one's coming down. Let me just move that to a hole. You can see which one's coming down, so you can get it absolutely exactly where you need it. It's a great tool. It's lovely. Ah, yeah, here's the... no, that's an eyelet setter.
And the hole punch.
Is it?
The top part.
Oh, the top part, yeah. So yeah, this is a hole punch, a fairly standard hole punch.
On it, you need to pull it off. Squeeze it together and that will drop off.
I don't know why I keep coughing. So this is a hole punch, a regular hole punch, and that's as far as I can get with that. And even then it's making a muck up of it. It's not like this is an old hole punch, because it's not. So there, that's the distance I can get with this standard hole punch. And with the crocodile, I can get 6 inches into a piece of paper. So Miss Paintalot's live today has been brought to you courtesy of Crocodile. I'll wait for the...
Or crocodile.
Oh, crocodile. Yeah, I'll wait for the revenue to come rolling in from that. Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
And Shaz says she was wondering because it's a different colour, but it comes in many colours.
It comes in loads of colours.
They're all the same, I think.
I don't know why it keeps changing them. I think it's probably people think, oh, I wish I'd bought a pink one or a red one or whatever and buy another one. I have no idea, because they are all the same. Right, so what we're going to put on this. Let me have a look through my bag of BoHo ribbons. I'm just going to tip these out, and you can see the size of the problem. This isn't including, apart from this, it isn't including cream, white, blue or anything. These are just the sort of shiny kind of ribbons that I've got. So, right, there we are. That's about it, I think. So there's some to choose from. Some to keep us going. So there's some I'm not going to use, so they can go back. Actually, these leaves are quite pretty, aren't they? I think Regina sent these to me. Thank you to her. And I don't know. I'll leave those out. They could be a contender, actually. Here's this lot of ribbon. Look, that's got these roundels on. Also came from AliExpress, I can tell you. And I obviously bought a metre of it, I would say. But I just use it roundel at a time. It's enough. It's quite blingy. But I'll leave them out just in case I want 2 roundels. This is some lace that I buy by the yard, and I just cut it up into strips like that because it's more usable that way. This is just plaited goldy stuff. Are people bored with my ribbon? Shall I just shove it back in?
Not ideal,
no. No. It's good. Oh, it's all dropping off everywhere. There's this. That's nice. This has a proper name, but I can't remember what it is. Is it frogging or something, I think? And like that, it looks like nothing, but when you put it onto something, it really, really brightens it up, so I'll leave that out. There's this. Once again, I tend to use this as sort of roundels, really. Yeah, nice. This little braid here that I use for tying my sari silk, excuse me, on the tags, you know, when you made tags. So I'll leave that out. This is a very bright pink. I think it's wired. Yeah, the edges are wired, but it's nice and wide and it's got sequins in it, which is obviously what drew me to it. Some sequin ribbon. There's some of these like coins on a chain, which were, I think they were gold and we wanted them silver, so Mr. F sprayed them and they came out great. But similarly, you could spray them all gold or red or whatever you want. And incidentally, we buy our spray paint from the pound shop and it's perfectly fine. This is double face satin with 3/8 of an inch. I can tell you I've never bought this, so that must have come from an auction or somewhere. But it's a nice grey silvery colour. There's this. Oh, what a red up my things are in, aren't they? Which you'd have to glue on, but it's good, isn't it? It's pretty. It's pretty. There's this that Mr. F found at a charity shop. That was just when I was finishing off my last BoHo journal and I needed something to tie around it, and the whole journal was fairly purpley. I nearly kissed his feet when he came home with this. I couldn't believe it. Such a perfect thing. Some purple organza. Oh no, it's multicoloured like a rainbow. There's this trim here. Just nice too. There's this. These all came from Ali. All of these, and they were dead cheap. There's this. This is beautiful. Got this from a sari shop in Newcastle. It's lovely. I really love it. This, which Mr. F found at a car boot, is attached all the way around a scarf, so I unpicked it. Look at it. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Similarly, this red one came from the same place, actually. Oh, look at that. Oh, might leave that out. This is the thing, I chop up bits and then don't use them and they get put back in. There's yards of this cream because it was all the way around a long scarf. This, I don't know where this came from. Oh, that's it. Looks kind of Swedish or something to me. So for my next Swedish journal, this stuff, that's where that's come from, look. It's come from there. Yeah, very nice. Get yourselves onto Ali and just look up, well, you could look up boho trim actually, there's loads of it. That's quite nice too, isn't it? That's square, you know, you can see the edges of those mirrors. Right, I'm going quickly. Going as quick as I can. Gold rickrack. Leave that out, you never know. Then what's this? It's kind of like a, I don't know, gold mesh. That would make a lovely pocket. You know, because it's a bit stretchy, you could put something down into it. Might need that for the centre part. Red with gold on. Some more sort of Norwegian type stuff. No idea where this came from. Mr. F goes to, you know, auctions, charity shops, whatever, and he just brings me back what he brings me. Look at this, would you? How nice is that? It's gorgeous. Some purple. I don't know what that's doing in there. 10 metres. This is the same as I've showed you before. And this trim here, which I think pretty much everybody's got or had at some stage, some of this. Quite useful. Green and gold. Wow, look at that. Oh, it's a nice little gold here. That's nice. I like that. And this is nice gold as well, with spots on. Let's leave that out. Pom-pom trim, red thready stuff. This, look at that. Isn't that great? That pink, same as that turquoise. This stuff here, also from a sari shop. Purple velvet, proper velvet. It's lovely. And this, which Regina definitely did send me, with these coins at the bottom. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Really lovely. So that's kind of about it. There's some silver rickrack, purple sequins, white sequins, brocade tape. That which has never been opened. Looks quite nice, quite interesting. Yeah. So you see, you can have yourselves a jolly little time for not massively much money. And I really mean that. I'm not, you know, it really is not much money. Knocking all the scissors on the floor. From Ali. So I've left these out because I think that's perhaps the right colour and I like that braid. And then I've left all these other things out, as you saw when we came to them in the bag. So what are we going to do then? That's the question. I think for a start I'm going to lose the front because it's putting me off, because I don't want it to look too similar, which in actuality I don't really mind if it does. So let's see what we could have. We could have that up there, and probably need something behind it. I don't know, I'm just playing, and this is, you know, you do have to do quite a lot of playing. I think that's all too much of a muchness. I think I might go into the land of the cream drawers. So what would happen if I put that up there like that? Chopped it off obviously and put that over the top. That looks nicer, doesn't it? Right then, so let's cut that out. Are people bored rigid?
No idea.
Are you bored, folks?
Nobody actually says it.
Are people leaving in their droves?
No.
Oh. Well, they couldn't they, if they were bored, really. Right, so that's one sort of rose cut out of there.
Flo Cinderella says the auditions begin.
Yeah, the auditions begin. Sorry, it's a kind of long process. Should I put this or this? You know the story, girls. I can't believe how much I like this cream Granny's knickers stuff.
I must say your granny had very fancy knickers.
She did not. She was very, very working class.
Well, why does that remind you of them then?
It's the stereotypical, isn't it? You know what I mean? Your stereotypical granny. Right, so
I would have to take your word for that.
Yeah, me too, actually. Right, so if I put
it's not
that
a thing
there,
you could confess to knowing, is it? Really?
No, not really. And that there, that looks all right. I quite like that. What do you think? If I'm doing something, my chair's got stuck. If I'm doing something and you think, no, don't like that so much, can you just comment so I can see what you're thinking? I've just found a little gold frill. That could go along there, couldn't it? Or up there. Yeah, that could go there. I might bring it that way, have it there, and have some, one of these. I don't know what I just dropped there. Oh, that gold stuff. Yeah, that gold stuff, because I've only shown you one gold thing today. Yeah, this. I like this a lot. And I think it could have a place on our page. So if I brought that down there and that there, then I need something in here. Something like one of these, this, like that. There. What do we think? It's a bit liney, isn't it? It's a bit in straight lines.
Donna says this is the part she enjoys the most, the designing part.
Oh, I'm not sure that I do enjoy it with boho, because I never feel like I'm on top of it. Never feel like, yeah, that's right, you know. I always feel a bit, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? I do like this turquoise, tealy, greeny lace. I do like that a lot. That definitely has a place there. Surely. Surely it does. The only other place I could put that is up there.
No.
No, you don't like that?
It was.
Back where it was.
I liked it where it was.
Did you? Right. Okay. Let's do that then. I'm just going to cut off these little bits here. I've got some little sticky out bits everywhere, to be honest. No comments, please. So you see, the idea, I think, with boho is that you pretty much get out everything you've got, because anything could be right, and you won't know it till you see it, or at least I don't. I can't visualise all that in my head. So like that, do you think? Chop down? Yeah?
I reckon.
Okay, let's chop that down then.
Don't take my word for it though.
Too late now. Your word is it. I can't chop that down yet because I can't bend my hand. So I need a Fabri-Tac. This Fabri-Tac's situation's getting really dire, Mr. F.
I'll top you up when we're finished.
Thanks. I'm going to have to chop that off, otherwise I can't see where I need to be.
Making a meal of it today.
Gonna what?
I said you're making a meal of it today. Cutting that off.
I know, it was very floppy. Oh, it's come a bit. Yeah, that's right. That's fine. That's great. Well, it's a start, isn't it? It's a start, and that's what you need. You need to get yourself started. Or at least that's how I find it. Once I've got something down, the rest is never so difficult. Although, you know, if you watch me for long enough, you might not believe that. So I'm just dotting around on the thicker bits of the lace here. Is that the hand coming?
What? No.
Oh, I thought I could hear the hand. I'm paranoid about the hand, the claw. So I don't know if any of you fancy giving this a go. I think perhaps the first time you do it, it's probably going to be quite expensive because you've got to buy stuff that you may not have. Having said that, you may have them and just waiting for an opportunity like this. So I'll bring that down to there. There we are, and just tap that. into place. Right, I'm just gonna trim that off once and for all. Oh, glory. Right, good, brilliant. So what do we think then about going back up here? If I were to put that on, because I've got this left now, that nice little bit there, that's a nice little bit. Put that up there, then my 2 cream roses. That's kind of funny shape, that's a better way. And then what was I going to put on? Was it that? I quite like the idea of this though. Yeah, I don't think that takes up enough room. I don't know. What else have I got? I haven't got anything else sort of like that. I've got the dress. That's quite pretty.
You could stick something in the middle of that, of course.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was thinking that earlier. You could put that, you could have that there, and you could put this in the middle. What do you think? Do you think I need another little bit of turquoise up there? I do. Maybe even this tiny, teeny little bit would do it. Get in. I think I need a slightly larger bit. What do you think of that? I quite like that. What do you think, Miss Trev? You can't see it very well. What do you reckon? You're not keen?
No, I'm liking.
You're liking? Yeah. Well, I'll leave that be for the time being then. Let's not move that till people say yay or nay. So how about I put that down there? I do really like it, and it's going to go somewhere, I can tell you that. Does enhance the straight line, but that's okay because everything else is curvy. So I'm going to stick this on with E6000 because it's got a funny texture to it, and I've been caught out before with this stuff not sticking. Oh, I've just seen some cream lace. What?
Oh, you?
Huh?
Kiddie in a sweet shop.
If I were to put that down first and then put that on the top. Oh, please stay. Did everybody see Lynn Whitman's live yesterday on our Facebook group? And if you're not part of the Facebook group, it's Miss Paintalot's Junk Journal group. You're very welcome to join, pop over. We're a really lovely, kind, supportive group. Honestly, I can't say enough. That's not wide enough. Oh dear, sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing. It's just suddenly seemed to me very funny. And what's going on at the moment? Is Pat with us, Pat Fleet?
I couldn't tell you, I can't remember.
I can't say, but Pat, who's actually not very well at the moment, but before she was unwell, she made a... Oh, I quite like that. I quite like that. Need something in this corner. Right, okay, I'm going to stick this down because I like it. I've got to make some progress somewhere. And I'm going to actually cut out this little flower. It sort of comes in little florets. Pat made an ephemera folder, and what it is what it sounds like. It's a folder that she made that she stuffed full of ephemera of all different sorts, all her own making. Very kindly made it and sent it off on its travels. And in our junk journal group, we've got a rack list, a random act of kindness list. And she chose somebody really at random from there and sent it off to them. And the idea was when they got it, they got to keep all of the lovely ephemera that Pat had made, take all that out, keep it for themselves, and then fill it up again with their own ephemera and send it off to someone new. So it'll do its tour of the people in the UK. Now, when I was describing this, Cindy Phillips from the US decided that she would love to have a go at making the ephemera folder and send it round America, which is fabulous and very, very kind of her to volunteer to do that. And so she's done that. She's sent it off, and the first recipient was Lynn Whitman. Excuse me. And Lynn got it yesterday, and she did a little live showing us what was in it. It was a fantastic, fantastic thing. It was so pretty.
Nancy says hi.
Hi, Nancy. And everything in it was just so. It was really nice. And Cindy assures us she's a beginner, but if she's a beginner, she's destined for great things, because really, you know, Lynn was very impressed, and so was I. And I think everybody that saw that live was impressed. So Lynn's going to remove all those things, very gladly, I think, and fill it up with things that she's made and send it off on its way with a little card saying where it's been and where it's going. So you never know, if you live in the UK or you live in America, you might be lucky enough to be the recipient of that. So I'm just going to leave that there, and I'm going to swap that out for this rose up here, like so. Actually, I wonder if I'd be better off just putting that whole big rose there. No, maybe not. Right, let's get them stuck down then. Mr. F's got his claw out. I don't know what he's gonna tell me something in a minute.
No?
No? He's playing with your claw, dear.
Donna says she was doing it, she'd put a bit less of the turquoise at the bottom of the cluster.
Oh, right. That'll be the turquoise. Oh, no, I haven't stuck that yet.
No, well, it's yours, isn't it? I'm just saying, if she was doing it,
yeah,
she'd put less turquoise.
Well, this is the thing. This is turquoise and gold, and I never set out for it to be just turquoise and gold. I was going to make it multicoloured, but I kind of got carried away with the turquoise and gold. So that's what it is. I mean, yours could be absolutely any colour you like. And a multitude of colours, you know, that would look really nice. And much more boho, to be honest. So that's just covering over the corner of that embossed envelope now. So I just need to see where they come to. So they come to about there, so I need that in there, like that. Right. I would choose today to run out of glue when I'm using nothing but. No, it's all right.
You've got the big pots.
I've got the big pots.
Which is probably more suited to what you're doing anyway. Maybe.
Yeah,
or
probably. So right, that's going to go there. And then my two cream coloured, which is the right, which is that's the wrong. Cream coloured roses. These could be, like I say, honestly, use your own imagination. It'll be far better than mine. I'm quite sure of that, because I'm pretty staid. You all know the sort of things that I do regularly, and that's what I do them because that's what I'm comfortable doing. So this is kind of just a bit outside, bit outside what I'm comfortable doing. But I thought you might like to see it. So let's pop that one down there. And this other fella. Still got threads in it. It's been attached to something. This is the wrong side. I'd be really, really interested to see your versions of boho journals, or if you don't feel inclined to do a whole journal, which I can really understand, it's quite a commitment. You know, do a file folder like this, because really there's only 4 sort of sides to cover, which at the minute is sounding quite a lot to me. So that goes there. Stick it down, lovely, lovely jubbly. So I said I was going to do this, didn't I? So you can't see, in fairness, you can't see much of that teal turquoisey, but it's there, and that's, you know, that's what I want. So I'm going to get a new Fabri-Tac out. So I don't think there's much in that one. Oh, there's enough. Sorry?
I can go and fill it if you
No,
want.
no, it's all right. So let's go for this big part of the dress. And this really does take up loads of glue. So if you're using something like this that's sort of cottony, use plenty glue. Because the cotton seems to absorb it, and then it just doesn't stick, and then you get cross.
Shaz says your last boho journal was way out. She loved it.
Oh, really? Thanks, Shaz.
And Carey says the same.
Oh.
Was that the ring bound one?
Yeah. Right, so we're doing all right. That's okay. This is what we're sticking on, isn't it? Yeah. That's quite a lot of glue. I'm just literally going to spread that out, I think. Because I didn't put the lid immediately back on my Fabri-Tac. We've had a glue eruption, which does happen. Be careful with Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1. It does like to erupt if you don't put the lid on it. So that needs to go fairly centrally there, and clean cloth and dab that down. Okay, that's all right. Quite like that. Well, I think I do anyway. It's all right. Stop faffing. Right, so I've got my teal stuff on here. I need to break it up in some way. I do like this. I like this. But I think I need something else, something cream lace or something. What does this look like on it? Just the right side. I'm not seeing much wrong with that really. It's quite nice. I think you've got to be brave with this, to be honest. Yeah, come on, what is it?
I think it'd look nicer down this side because you're sort of making it all one.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No, just...
Like, put that down there.
Yeah, it's all becoming heavy to one side, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I quite like that though. So put that down there and put this down here.
Yeah, maybe.
Just looks like you're trying to sort of balance it.
Well, you're going to... True. Ignore me.
I'll ignore you. I'll do what I normally do, my darling.
I know.
I'll say thank you, that's a good idea, and then do what I was going to do. So if I used cream...
I'm used to it.
just as you have a poor old life, don't you? Just to break it up a little bit and put that down there. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. What's in the cream department today?
I like the other stuff best so far.
The gold lace. Right. Well, I've got this. we didn't get into the golden cream bag before. That's quite nice. No, it's not saying anything, so there's that, but I mean that's just too much, isn't it? It's just too big.
I'm just waiting to be told what I think.
Oh yeah, don't. That's sad. That's really sad. There's that. I quite like that. Quite. Yeah, I quite like it. Well, hang on a minute, hang on. If we put that there and then put the gold on. We made this envelope 3 foot tall. It's just not floating my boat. What about this? That's nice, isn't it? That's beautiful. I quite like that. Picks up nicely on this cream. Yeah, that's the winner so far. Winner, chicken dinner. Chicken dinner. Last night we had a curry. It wasn't a chicken curry. So I don't know why I said that, but yeah, we had a curry and it was gorgeous. Oh, found some little butterflies, look. I had quite forgotten I had them.
If you really wanted to go BoHo, you'd put some purple on there.
Yeah.
I know you're not going to, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, purple, red, anything would be the way forward. Right, so. Let's pretend that's already on there, okay? Let's pretend that we put that up there. I don't know, I think that's all right as it is, probably. Do we need anything else on the top? Not that, no. What about that? Now I'm going to lose that and put this on, definitely. I just really like it. I've also got this fairly plain, spotty sort of gold that I think might look quite nice up there. Let's put the cream lace on. Please do something. So I'm just going to put that there, but I think it's just a wee touch too long, but blimey, I can't stand the pressure. Just got to write in the wrong side. Not that I can see. You see, when you do this, to me is just so much more difficult than the stuff I normally do, because I know where I'm going with the stuff I normally do. I know it all has to, you know, have good straight edges and whatever. This is difficult. It's just difficult for me. I think that's probably enough. Probably could get that to fit actually, without having to cut anything off it. Marvellous. Does our envelope still flip? Oh yes. Right, so I'm going to add something gold and then something blingy. So in the bling department, I'll just put my lid on that, save another Vesuvius. No, stop it. I've got this that I haven't already used there. I've got, what else have I got? Nothing very much really. I've got that gold, this gold braid here. That's quite nice. Could do with some, where's Mabel's butterfly? What does that look like? That's very pretty, isn't it? Could put some pearls down the centre. Hope she wouldn't mind. That's pretty, isn't it? Do you like that?
I do.
Let's have a look what it looks like on the screen. It looks much better in real life. And then let's do a tour of the page. Right, so yeah, I like that. But it could, for this project, I'm going to add some bling to it, I think. But I think that really is nice. I could have it coming off the bottom of that envelope there, because I could still open that. Yeah. Well, thank you, Mabel. I think that's lovely.
A lot of people are saying butterfly.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's so lovely.
Whitman says, what about a piece of broken jewellery? A brooch type thing?
Ah, yeah. Yeah. I'm glad you didn't read that out before I decided on this butterfly. Or that would be another 2 or 3 hours going through broken jewellery. Come on.
Get a new one out.
I know, but then this might never get used.
Well, it will, because I'll store it upside down so it comes out.
I know, but it was upside down, but I can't leave it upside down all the time when I'm working with it. Which drawer are they in?
Directly behind you, there's 2 drawers marked blue.
Fabric tack. Oh, that one's been used. They've all been used. They're just. I think there's some still in that.
No, you
The other ones. Thank you. Hooray! 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 I'm back. Back with a new pot of Fabri-Tac. Hooray.
Glugate.
The glugate has been averted. Now we can get this beautiful, beautiful butterfly onto our project. Do they seal the end or something?
Yes.
Oh, thanks for watching me struggle.
You have to take the thing off and there's a...
Ah. Coming together quite nicely, I think.
Watch out for any eruptions.
Okay, thank you. I really just want lots around its body. And not so much around the outside. These beacon glues are a law unto themselves, really, aren't they? Right, quick, get the lid on that before we get an eruption.
Story of my life.
And we put that there, like that. I'm just going to put a piece of paper underneath there because it's got glue on it, but I don't want it to stick to the goldy bit. That's lovely. Thank you so much, Mabel. Yeah. Lovely. Just make sure I've got the glue off the back of there. Right, so I'm going to stick something of a blingy nature onto there. So shall I stick just jewels, just gems, do you think?
Roz has got to go.
See you, Roz, you've stuck it out really well, girl. Well done. Right, so in the jewel department, I have this colour, that colour there, which is a sort of amber colour, I would say. Where's my thing? Here it is. It's kind of ambery sort of colour, which I think might look quite nice there. And let's see in the smaller ones if I've got a similar sort of colour. I think that's smaller. Is it the same size? Can't tell. Yeah, I think it is the same size. I'll leave it out just in case I need it. What have I got in here? Anything of that ambery shade? Can't see any. So it's been a bit of a trial by ordeal today, hasn't it, really? Well, I've got some tealy ones, they're nice.
Nancy says your struggles bring forth beauty, so keep on struggling.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you very much. What about that? One more?
No.
I have one more.
Oh.
Let's put it on because you can always take them off, look, see?
Yeah, no, I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Shall I look for a big one of those for his head?
No.
No, you like that?
I like that, personally.
That'll do me then. You like it? It'll do me. Whoops, easy. That one's alive. Right. Let's get some glue on these, get them stuck down, and then let's all go home. Oh, I am at home. Right, I think I'm going to have to use a little bit more E6000 than I normally use because of the substrate. The laciness, indeed. I see that's just sunk in. So yeah, you need a bit more than normal. Stop being a tart. Right, I think that's probably going to be all right there now. So I'll just move these to the side. Put some glue on. I love it when people send me things that they made themselves and I can find a perfect little home for them. And I think this is a perfect little home, and I hope you agree, Nancy, Mabel.
Terry says she likes the gems you have.
Well, come as no surprise to you to know we got them from AliExpress. These coloured ones. I have some clear ones that came from the UK. The Rhinestone Queen, in fact. Is it a company I don't need? This E6000 is a strange old beast. You think it's not sticking, so you think you need more, but actually it just takes a little minute or two to dry, and then it really does stick. Right, so there we are. That's kind of yeah, that's as far as I have got today, and you can see how long it takes. You know, it just takes ages, the way I do it anyway. Let's just shut that up there. So that's our little gems. Nancy's, Mabel's beautiful butterfly, the lace, this big thing at the top. And then we've got our envelope that flips out, and this one with a journaling card in, and this one with a journaling card in. But really the back and the front aren't about the journaling. The journal's going to go inside. This is just froth. It's froth to carry our journal. So there we are. Next thing to do is to do something with these. It can't be two-dimensional. It can be two-dimensional. It can't be three-dimensional is what I mean to say. It can't be too thick because I do want it to close up and be a journal, you know. So it's going to probably be more laces and stencils and that sort of thing going on there. But that's the front.
Decoupage maybe.
And that's the back. So it's pretty, isn't it? It's pretty. I like it. So I'll leave it that way up so you can see it. And I'll bid you adieu. I've no idea what time it is. Oh my goodness, look at the time. Sorry to have detained you for quite so long. But, you know, I'm glad that you can witness my agonies with me. Where's the journaling card for the front with the lovely bulb clip that Helen sent me? Helen Adams kindly sent me these coloured bulb clips. Look at that. It's just perfect for there. And this little butterfly on the back, it says, created for you. So, there we go. I hope you like it. I hope you like it enough to have a go at it, actually, because it's only then will you really feel my pain. So thanks a lot, girls. Bye.
Bye.